What's up guys? So I wanted to start this video off adding some context to what this video is going to be about. So I've been holding on to some clips from September 2020 when my sister came out to Boston and happened to be training for a marathon at the time, and she asked me, hey, would you want to run 18 miles with me? I'm at this phase of my training and it'd be nice to have someone to run with. Being me at the time, I said, sure, I'll run 18 miles. So the first part of this video is us running 18 miles through Boston, September 2020, so kind of during the COVID period. And at the end of this video, you're gonna see part of a talk from a guy named Leo Buscaglia, who was someone I started listening to about 8 years ago. I read one of his books called The Art of Being Fully Human. Would recommend that book. And I just think his message would resonate with a lot of people, especially with things going on just in the world right now. It's just an uplifting, positive message that I think is worth hearing. So hope you guys enjoy this 18-mile run through Boston and listen to that message at the end. And I never run, and we're doing 18 miles. So far, so good. 3 miles down, 15 more to go. Six miles down. Down, 9 to go. So far I got some light soreness kicking in. Achilles is a little tight, but we're good. We're good. We're in the middle of Boston. So quiet. Are we in Boston or the library? Five miles to go. 5 miles. Close to it. I'm ready to go another 18. How about you?
Same.
This way. Got about 4 miles to go. Still doing good. 4 miles about to go.
Mine's 4.5.
checking in. We are about 16 and a half miles in. Almost back to the place. How we doing?
I'm alright.
Definitely getting sore. But we're good. We're gonna finish.
I feel like just my body hurts. Like it's hard to like sit upright. Like I'm not kidding.
Feel great.
Like you feel like you can go work out later.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a workout later. I'm thinking about it.
In facing your own mortality, what final message would you leave for future generations?
Thank you for being with me at my 11th hour. You know that I've always preached that no one should ever cry alone and no one should ever die alone. And the wonder of it is that I have one more hour of life and a captive audience. So I'm in paradise. You know, I've always had an idea that I want my epitaph to read, "Here lies Leo, who died living." And so this next hour, I'm going to really be into living. And, you know, I talked to many people about coming and talking about my final hour. And they said, "Oh, Leo, how morbid." But you know, it isn't morbid. It's only morbid if you've never lived. Then it becomes morbid. But if you've celebrated life like I've celebrated life, there's nothing morbid about death. You invite it in and you say, "How you doing, kid?" And whatever surprises you have, I'm ready for them. And I truly am. And the wonderful thing about it is that death is so democratic. You know, it comes to everybody. It doesn't matter how rich or poor, how wise or dumb, you know, how amazing you are, how famous you are. It doesn't matter. Death comes, and it comes at any time. It could be anybody's 11th hour. And that's not morbid. You know, recently I was in Chicago, and I was hunting for the post office. And so I saw a man standing by a bus stop, and I went over and I said, "Could you please tell me where the post office is?" And he turned and he said, "Hey, I know you." He said, "You're Leo Buscaglia." And I said, "Yeah, that's right." And he says, "What are you doing in Chicago, man?" I said, "Well, I'm here to do a lecture." And he said, "What are you going to be talking about?" And I said, "I'm going to be talking about finding your way to love." And he said, "Boy, that's amazing. You're going to talk about finding your way to love and you can't even find your way to the post office." So, you know, if you think I'm here as some kind of an authority about life or love, you're mistaking. I'm not an authority on anything. But in fact, I'm suspicious of experts. You know what I found out about experts over the years is that they're usually no wiser than any of us, except they're a little more organized and they have slides. But you know, several years ago, I had a fantastic experience. I was taken by some friends to a special church in Los Angeles. And they said, "Leo, this church was meant for you because everybody loves each other and they hug each other and they sing and they celebrate and they dance. You're going to love this place." So we went down there and we walked in the door. And no sooner I walked in, it was true. Everybody came up and they took my hand. They said, "Oh, welcome, brother." And they put their arms around me and they took me down to a bench. And we sat down together on this bench and they held my hand. I thought, I'm in paradise. This is really what I've been looking for all my life. You know, we're so afraid to touch each other. I approach people like this and they start screaming, you know, "What's he going to do to me?" You know, I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm going to put my arms around you. I'm going to say, "Isn't it nice as one human being to relate to another?" But in this place, everything went, you know, and they were dancing and they were celebrating and we were having the best time. It was really what religion is all about. A celebration of life, a celebration of people, a celebration of beauty, a celebration of joy. And I was really ecstatic. And finally, the minister got up and he said, brothers and sisters, Brother Jonathan is going to give the sermon today, and he's going to speak on faith. And I thought, oh great, I love faith. I can't wait to hear what he says. And so little Brother Jonathan got out of the congregation, and I wish you could have seen him. His eyes were dancing. You know, there were little figures in there all. He was emanating a marvelous feel for life. And he was just about so big, you know, he had no hair. And he got up in front of everybody and he smiled, this big broad smile, and he folded his little hands and he closed his eyes and he said, faith, 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 faith. And he sat down. And that's the best talk on faith I ever heard in my life. And I thought, you know, someday, Leo, you're going to have enough guts to stand before an audience, since my message is love, 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 and you're simply going to say love, 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 and then sit down. But don't believe it. I'm going to stay up here for a while longer.